Village of Fox Crossing meetings are presented to inform Village of Fox Crossing residents and interested parties about village government. Additional information, meeting agendas, and minutes are available on the village website, www.foxcrossingwi.gov. Fox Crossing residents can express their opinions about village issues by contacting the village president or village trustees. Contact information is on the website. All public portions of the meetings are recorded in entirety and are not edited.
Would join me, I will handle the swearing in.
In case anybody takes pictures.
So I can see you.
Raise your right hand, sir. I state your name.
I, Timothy Callan,
Having been appointed to the position of police chief
have been appointed to the position of police chief
in and for the village of Fox Crossing,
in and for the village of Fox Crossing,
Winnebago County,
Winnebago County,
swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the state of Wisconsin,
and the Constitution of the state of Wisconsin,
and will faithfully and impartially
and faithfully and impartially
discharge the duties of said office
discharge the duties of said office
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my abilities.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Please invite your wife, Lacey, come forward in your bedroom, sir. And then we'll have you sign this.
Okay. All right.
Run the gauntlet.
Thank you very much.
You again.
So happy for you. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I'll just note that it is very nice that our prior police chief, Scott Blotchka, is in attendance this evening to support our new chief. Appreciate it, Scott.
Yes, very much. He's enjoying retirement.
Our next item, when we have our regular meetings and a lot of our other meetings, they tend to be here in the Arden Twos Assembly Room. We, in last year's budget, approved some upgrades to our equipment, and I am one of the least technically savvy people that you will ever find in the village of Fox Crossing, but we have a expert who is our director of IT, and Mr. Tim Plagans is here this evening to point out some of the changes that we've made, hopefully the improvements, and, just what is what besides we have a bunch of big cameras, or a bunch of videos up there. You can take over, Tim.
Yeah, well, I'm not an expert in audio video, that is for sure. But this is I guess, a multi-purpose room. So the whole process was all the different things that happen in this room is to set up something that would work for each basically different event we do. So with this, there's basically three aspects of it. You got your audio, you got your multimedia, and you got your camera system that we used. Before, they were all kind of totally separated devices. Now they're totally integrated with each other. Allows us also to do, I guess, with COVID coming and doing all the go-to-meetings and doing everything else, and it just allows us to be a lot more open to different possibilities. And what the nice thing about it is that instead of having, say, 3 people run stuff, most of the stuff can be run by one person sitting over there with a little device that can control every aspect of this. So basically, for the multimedia part, you just see the 4 cameras. That's kind of basically one section. You have the video, the video projector. That's another one. You have basically all the displays in front of you. That's a third. They can all be run together. They can all be run separate. We can attach 3 different devices to the system and run something different on each one of them if we need to. They're all tied in with virtual meetings with the cameras, so it can all be shown and displayed through that way. And also that we have a brand-new camera system with 4 new cameras that are all tied in. When there's a production thing where we actually have a guy running the cameras, he has full control over everything. If not, if it's just a small meeting or we don't have him, actually Jeff from the little thing can run a couple cameras to do just a basic job with it. So it's just makes everything a lot more functional in all the different ways.
Okay.
I'd like to show you the whole thing of it, but because we're kind of already tapped into going with it, you can't switch back and forth to different. So when Jeff asked me to show it, I go, well, I really can't do anything since we're already live on a meeting, but that's where we're at.
Okay, so we can't show off anything.
Well, yes, no, I mean, there are simple things that can be done. Just as example, just with one button here, I can, like I muted all the out screens for everyone. So now you guys still have it on your screens.
Yep.
And then, I can just put them all back up. That's just like one example here. So there's multiple different things. We can switch off individual screens. We can do the projector. It's all that kind of stuff. So it's pretty handy. Also, there are different modes, as Tim was saying. So right now, Andy in the back is running the production and directing everything from the new electronic equipment that's in the Nook. That if you go back there and look, it's been entirely replaced with the new equipment. The old, I don't know, is that old system it looked like from the Death Star, in the Star Wars with that knob and everything? I mean, it's gone, and now it's been replaced from like Top Gun or something. And then if say Andy or Tom isn't back there, I can do a simplified camera work from this pad that's here. There's like a tablet, and so I can run certain things. Also, like Chantel's computer over there, Chantel, is there anything on that computer? Before I go switching over,
On my computer?
Yeah.
No, it's just my
okay,
minutes.
I just want to make sure
Solitaire.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, like, for example, this is Chantel's computer screen right now. That's why the solitaire was up, or a game or something. So, okay, so I'll switch that back. But these are the kinds of things that can be done from this tablet.
The other really nice thing too is that somebody from the audience, if they wanted to come in and do a presentation off their computer, we can actually throw a device on there that just sends it to all the two, so we can control that. So instead of having somebody come in and send us a PowerPoint or a whatever that's, we don't know security-wise, what's on it or whatever, now they can just share their device with the system and put it up there, so. And we do have that asked quite a bit.
Did I see something about a Denver Bronco
Maybe.
hookup on Chantel's or something like that? Is that some special thing? So, okay, well, thank you, Tim. I'm sure it's going to be a wonderful addition, several wonderful additions. So appreciate you being
Mr.
here.
President,
Yes, Mike.
I will say the audio is 1,000 times better.
Yeah, I can even hear you.
Yeah, I know. So that aspect's good. I did block my video camera because I didn't want to see my big head up on the screen. So
Yeah, I like that aspect too. So you control that, whether we can see you or not?
absolutely.
I'll be.
And I don't have any Broncos up. So
No? Okay. Well, it's time.
I noticed that Tim's words did not go to the screen. When you spoke, it was a little bit behind some of your words.
there is a delay between the video and the audio.
Yeah.
Actually, I recorded Tim, so Tim's going to get a little picture here shortly from Jeff.
Where did you see words? I was not watching.
He spoke.
When he spoke. Like his lips don't match
Oh,
what he's
Spoke.
saying.
His
so
lip-
you were
his
watching
lips
him on the
didn't-
camera?
Yes.
I was watching it on here, and his lips didn't match.
Well,
Okay,
you do got to understand too, you're watching it through the GoToMeeting app. So it's coming out our system, going out, and then coming back. So there's a lot of,
Leg.
you're not seeing it live like on our camera system. You're actually seeing it coming through the conferencing software.
so we could edit you.
Yes.
Okay. Well, again, thank you, Tim. So moving forward. Next thing on the agenda, we have a couple sets of minutes to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve minutes and correspondence to receive, special village board meeting from December 15th, 2025, and regular village board meeting from December 15th, 2025.
Second.
Anybody have comments or questions on those? Either of them? If not, those in favor of approving those minutes signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right.
Carries. Okay, then we have public comments. We have one individual that signed up for public comments. I'm just going to make a couple statements here. We're going to ask you to come up to the podium, please, and speak. And basically limit your comments to the board and try to limit them to a couple minutes, 2 minutes, please. But, so it's Cynthia Ekholm. And you can state your name and address when you get up there, please.
Good evening. My name is Cynthia Ekholm, and I live at 1051 Mayor Street.
Could you pull that down a little bit? Just,
Were you able to hear the first part?
no, that's okay. I think we heard your name.
Okay. And I live at 1051 Mayor Street. My goal is simply for my neighbor to comply with the village sump pump ordinance. The current discharge is very close to my property line. The village has previously inspected and informed the neighbor of the requirements, but the issue remains unresolved. I understand the ordinance cannot be changed, and I'm not asking for any special action beyond compliance. Acceptable solutions would include extending the discharge to the ditch or installing an underground discharge, both of which would resolve the issue. I respectfully request that the village require compliance and follow up to ensure the discharge is corrected. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. We will review this with Mr. Dearborn, I believe. Find out what we have to do to.
Thank you.
Okay, then moving into new business. First thing we have is a resolution declaring our intent to borrow funds.
I'll make a motion, the Village of Fox Crossing Board of Trustee, to declaring the official intent to reimburse the expenditures from the proceeds of borrowing, as submitted.
Second.
This is just something we do every year to keep ourselves flush, I guess I'll say. We have to do this so that we can do our projects and reimburse people. I had one question on it. I probably won't get it open quickly enough, but Jeremy, on the capital summary that goes with this, are we, the amount we're borrowing, is that the right-hand column, basically?
Correct. The left column is the total project, estimated project amount. And then if we have cash on hand or other financing sources, that goes in the middle. And then on the right side is the net amount that we need to borrow, or that I'm anticipating we would need to borrow.
So when we do this, we don't state an amount, but that's attached to the resolution. So are we in any way locking ourselves in?
Within reason, you're not allowed to go over these immaterially. You can go over these amounts, but we are locking ourselves in a sense to how much we're going to borrow.
Okay.
Our estimates are usually conservative enough that we've never run into a problem that I'm aware of.
Okay.
And I would agree with Director Cyril, but also keeping in mind, really the point of the resolution is state law says that if you're going to start a project and expend funds out of your own coffers, and then when we do our borrowing, reimburse ourselves for that, we have to say we're going to do that. That's the law. So a lot of times what ends up happening here is we start projects and we will have spent, I don't know, let's say $500,000 or $600,000, but then we borrow, in the summer, fall, and then we replenish everything, and then we're paying out of the borrowed funds. So it's not common that we would ever reach a full time where we haven't borrowed by the time this runs out. I don't know if that makes sense, but
And,
that's what this.
and then if necessary, we could always do a budget amendment to
Correct.
increase.
Or you just simply do another resolution saying you're going to use more.
Okay, so, I don't know why, it hit me today when I was rereading this stuff, that
And
all these years.
the amounts here are based on the budget, which when, we haven't even bid these out, right, or anything like that. So as projects get bid out, if they start coming in over budget, then we reduce the types of projects we're going to do or scale the projects back as well. Or, like you said, if we needed to increase the budget, we'd come back, do a budget amendment, and then at that point, if we needed to, we'd do another borrowing resolution or something like that. So this is just getting that initial one out there so that if we bid a project at the next meeting, they can start in March and they don't have to wait till we borrow in September.
We really wouldn't know how much we're going to borrow until the actual cost of the various projects were completed.
Correct. That's why I pushed our borrowing back to the fall. I wanted to get more solid numbers on our expected project costs instead of borrowing on the budgeted amount and then you're way over or way under because the projects, once we get the actual bids in.
Okay, thanks, Jeremy. Any other questions on this thing? Otherwise, those in favor of approving this resolution signify by saying aye.
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 Carries. Then we have, next item is to establish the polling places for the 2026 elections.
I'd like to make a motion to establish the polling places for the 2026 elections. I'll just name them: Fox Crossing Municipal Complex, Apple Valley Presbyterian Church, Fox Crossing Community Center, and the Fox Cities United Pentecostal Church. Those should all be listed on the website as submitted.
Second.
Okay, any questions at all for our clerk regarding this? If not, those in favor of approving the polling places signify by saying aye.
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 Also carries. Then we have a first and second reading plus adoption of an ordinance, really to just approve everything we've done to our municipal code right up to date.
I'd like to make a motion to accept an ordinance to adopt the Village of Fox Crossing Municipal Code, approved to date as the general ordinance for the Village of Fox Crossing, first, second reading and adoption.
Second.
Okay, and this is just something we do every year in January, based on a recommendation from our legal counsel. So, any questions at all? If not, those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Carries. And operator license, I don't even remember how many we had.
Two.
I can make a motion to approve the Resolution 26011-3 for the two people that's been through the background checks for the period of, successfully been through the background checks for the period of July 1st, 2024 through June 30th, 2026.
Second.
Those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Carries. Then we have expenditures.
Make a motion to accept the expenditures in the amount of $5,223,044.52 as submitted.
Second.
Okay, and I know there's some, just transfers between accounts included in there,
Yes.
probably a couple $1 million or more. But, any questions on expenditures that have not previously been answered? Those in favor of approving the expenditures signify by saying aye.
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 Carries. Then we have a couple of reports. First is from our clerk regarding the spring elections.
Yes, the candidates for the April 7th, 2026 spring election will be trustee 1, Michael Van Dyke, trustee number 3, Tim Raditz, and trustee number 5, Deb Swartz. I also wanted to kind of get the word out there that there will not be a February primary in Fox Crossing. Most of Winnebago County and Outagamie County as well will not have a primary.
Okay, thank you, Chantel. And then our newly sworn-in Chief of Police, Tim Callen. You have a couple of comments, updates regarding our K-9 program.
Yes, actually, first I'm going to do a staffing update.
Okay.
I believe Manager Sturgill had put something out in his memo, but, which actually was a pretty good chart. He did a pretty good job of keeping this all straight. I still have to read off of this because I can't keep it straight quite yet. So on December 29th, members of the police department and their families met here in the assembly room for a swearing-in ceremony. There's nearly 60 people in attendance. We swore in 4 current members of the department into new positions and then added 1 officer. So seated beside me is Corey Haig. He was promoted from lieutenant to captain. Corey was hired here in 2016 after serving with the Oshkosh Police Department. You also may know that he was our K-9 handler and also on the SWAT team, among other things that he was doing for the department. With that, John Evers and Adam Kurzik were both promoted to lieutenant from sergeant. Lieutenant Evers was also a member of the police department since 2016, and Lieutenant Kurzik came here in 2023. Both of them had previously worked with the Winnebago County Sheriff's Department. With these two promotions, then created vacancies in our sergeant's positions. Officers Christopher Schreiber and Paul Middlestat have since moved into those roles. And then lastly, our newest patrol officer is Noah Wallace. Noah is currently enrolled in the police academy at Northeast Wisconsin Technical College in Green Bay. That just started on January 5th. He will complete his schooling there and then be here for training starting in May. Officer Wallace was actually previously a CSO for us, so all of the positions have all been from the inside.
Good. Very good.
And then for the canine update, I'm actually going to hand it over to Captain Haig to give you a rundown on the status of that program.
Thank you. I was just notified from my first board meeting a short time ago that I would be given this presentation, so.
Way to go, chief.
No pressure at all.
As most of you know, about 8 years ago or so, Canine Hans and I started with the Village of Fox Crossing after a long period without a canine program. We were wildly successful, not by any part necessarily on my own, but we had a great trainer, a great dog, and we had motivated officers that wanted to conduct drug interdiction. Over that past 8 years, we were roughly about $2 million worth of narcotic street value seizures among the narcotics and associated drug paraphernalia. There was a couple $100,000 worth of cash value seizures that happened with assisting the Lake Winnebago Metropolitan Enforcement Group. And we had numerous apprehensions, none resulting in a bite with the dog. The dog was not only valuable on the patrol level, but also on the SWAT level, to where when we were able to incorporate that dog with violent felons, that it never resulted to the point of where an apprehension actually took place. Just the dog alone helped officers take these individuals into custody safely. So Canine Hans had just turned 9 in December. I had already been speaking with former Chief Blaschka and now Chief Callan at the time about his impending retirement. And then my promotion came up, so it did accelerate it by a very short period, but we were already anticipating on retiring Canine Hans this year. So with that being said, we're going to be working with Manager Sturgill and community members to continue to fundraise for our canine program and hopefully still have the ability to send somebody to the Handler School this year.
Okay. That's great. When, by the way, when we get the drugs in the $2 million in value, was it? And we get 200,000 of cash as part of, what do we get to keep?
Yeah, well, the drugs are obviously saved in evidence
not
for
drugs.
trial purposes and eventually destroyed. The cash seizures were with the drug unit, so they would do federal forfeitures on those, and Chief Callan might be able to speak a little bit more on that, but I don't know necessarily if our department sees any of that directly.
Not a percentage or anything? Nothing? We get nothing out of the
I would say the impact is the
getting them out
provide
of
the
the
community.
market.
Yes.
But
No dog food, no
and
nothing.
A lot of that money is actually used to fund and operate the drug unit. So a lot of their operations are actually run by the seizures themselves. So we'll assist by doing sniffs of packages or other certain things that they use for interdiction. But a lot of that is just in the realm of their investigations. We assist, when it's a canine, we assist with the actual investigation part, but it is really their investigation.
Okay, so we and other police units receive nothing?
Typically not under those circumstances, no.
I never realized that.
A lot of the laws and the rules had changed over the years. It kind of depends on on who's in office, what happens with that stuff as far as what is allowed to be seized and what's not. But those rules have changed over the years. It used to be a lot more of a percentage that the departments would potentially get back, but those rules have changed. So it's not as much of a spread across the board. So if it's the Lake Winnebago Meg's investigation, they really are the ones that are ultimately seizing that. They just ask us for an assistance on that. But the actual monetary value of the items seized, that all goes into the criminal prosecution. We don't see that money, it's just the value of the drugs that were seized.
Yeah, okay.
I have a quick question. Is Hans feeling good enough to enjoy his retirement, or what does his future look like?
Hans is doing very well. He's enjoying his retirement.
And is he going to stay with you?
Yes, he
Okay.
is.
Thank you.
Is there a waiting list to get the new dog in a program, or is that something we've already started?
I've been in contacts with the trainer that we utilized before, and there is openings. We just have to figure out if we can do it by March or if we're gonna have to push it back into the fall class. With something like this, it's not something we want to rush into and do wrong, even though we have a very good standing on it already, but it's a major purchase and something we don't want to falter on.
I assume our vehicle is, Mike, did you have a question?
I believe last time the goal was around $90,000, and if I remember correctly, and I was still very new to the department at the time, I want to say we raised that within a couple months. So still with the cost of equipment increasing, fuel increasing, dog food increasing, everything increasing, I would think we would want to be at that, if not a little bit above that.
Okay, and I assume we're gonna need a new vehicle
Yes, we
at
would.
this point?
My vehicle was definitely on its last leg, to say the least.
If I could interject on this, we raised close to 130,000 total, round numbers. The K-9 and the squad are in the ERF, so we start out much further ahead of the game this time than we did when we started the first time. And then we also have close to $26,000 of that initial 130 still available. And we don't have final numbers because we haven't finished the year yet, but, so we're starting off really far ahead of the game. But again, if we get the good community support like we had last time, K-9 Hans did not cost the taxpayers anything on the tax roll. Everything was financed out of the donations.
That's great. Okay. If you'd like to contribute, you can step up to the podium, sir. Did you say you wanted to write a check? Right away? We'll take either.
Corey, has there been anyone that has shown some interest in the department to work with the dog?
Yes, we have one officer, Sergeant Jack, who has actually been coming to a lot of the canine trainings over the years and acting as a decoy, and he's put himself in a very good position, I would say, to be the next canine handler.
And then are we going to New Mexico to get this one, do you think?
That's something I would have to speak with Chief Callan on. If it were up to me, I would recommend that. The trainer had over 30, I want to say 36 years of law enforcement as a canine handler. And the big difference in him and utilizing potentially somebody else is he's also able to testify as an expert witness in law enforcement canines if needed, whether in narcotics prosecution or in the event of apprehension with a bite or something like that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, any other questions for our new captain or our new chief? Thank you, both. Entertain a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Second?
Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right.
We're adjourned at 6,
Go Texans.
oh, it's 6:40. Go who?
Texans.
Texans, I guess, I don't know.
Village of Fox Crossing meetings are presented to inform Village of Fox Crossing residents and interested parties about village government. Additional information, meeting agendas, and minutes are available on the village website, www.foxcrossingwi.gov. Fox Crossing residents can express their opinions about village issues by contacting the village president or village trustees. Contact information is on the website. All public portions of the meetings are recorded in entirety and are not edited.